plain as plain. An absolute marvel of a chap. But the most godforsaken liar I ever came across in my life. And the questions he asked. Cool, you'd have thought he'd have known Smithy all his life. Long, lanky devil. He had me tied up always. Couldn't move a hand's turn. A fair knockout. He proved me a liar and a perjurer and a thief. And then he went and proved I killed Fred Smith. And that was where I had him, because I never killed Fred Smith. I never saw Fred Smith that day. And if ever I get out of this, I'll tell him so too. Never such a chap in all my born days. Simply wouldn't listen to reason. And now it's raining like the very devil. I never told him any lies. I never told him any perjury. And I'd never nicked anything in my life. Well, not since I left school, anyway. And then, for him to stand up in the middle of that court and say the things he did, well, it beats me flat. And then the judge told me he was going to hang me. I wish to God he had now. I wouldn't have been stuck here all this time. Can't make out why he didn't. They were so damn cocksure I'd done it. If I did, why didn't he hang me? If I'd done it, he ought to have hung me, and none of these half-larks. If I didn't do it, then they got no right to have me hung, and they haven't hung me. Looks precious much to me as if they ain't sure I did do it after all. I knew it was going to rain. I knew it this morning. And I said so to 484 out in the exercise. Ginger, I said, it's going to rain. I don't care a damn, says Ginger. Before dinner, I said. Will it, says Ginger. I bet you £300,000 it don't. Well, I got that to come anyway. That ought to set me up a bit when I get outside. But I don't suppose I'll get it. He won't pay up. He never does. I don't believe he's got £300,000. He's a fly devil, is Ginger. Different as anything from Southampton Jack. Southampton Jack betted me a bread ration that I couldn't get him the result of the derby before supper time. Of course I could get him the result of the derby before supper time. I know the ropes. After all the years I've been here, I ought to know the ropes. People who don't know how to get hold of the ropes never ought to go to prison. But Ginger don't even pay up on a bread ration. He betted me a bread ration last Sunday that the chaplain would give out hymn number 484 in the evening, and he didn't. The biggest number he gave out was 308. But that only shows how much Ginger knows about religion. Hymn number 484 is a Christmas hymn, and this ain't Christmas, not by a long chalk. But he never paid up. Southampton Jack paid up next morning. Chucked it in my cell as he was passing through to the exercise. That's the best of sailors. They're only fly devils sometimes. Mostly they're all right. He's here because he sold a lot of cargo. He says he'd go dotty if they put him in prison without him selling some cargo first. I'm here because I never killed Fred Smith. If I had have killed Fred Smith, they'd have hung me. Southampton Jack doesn't believe I killed Fred Smith. Don't believe a word of it. What, you, he said. You killed Fred Smith? Not you, my cocker, he said. You ain't got the guts to kill Fred Smith. Which was quite right then, but it ain't now. I wouldn't think twice about having a lamb at that long lanky devil who stood up in the middle of the court and spouted about me the way he did. It was him that got me lagged, I reckon. Sometimes I used to think I'd go dotty when they put me in here without me first killing Fred Smith. But I don't get that way now. All I get is the dizzies, and only when I'm having too many thinks. It's funny old Ginger letting himself get caught over his own hymn number. You'd reckon they'd all know their own hymn numbers by the time they've been here a lot of years, when all you got to read is that Bible and hymn book. It makes you study 'em a bit. I must have read that Bible down 100 times, and I'm hanged if I can see what there is in it for people to go raving crazy about. A finer pack of lies I never did see, nor a bigger lot of twaddle, unless it was the lot that long lanky devil said about me in that court.